All right, let's get it started. Hi, Leah Fahey.
Hi, Jeff.
How you doing?
Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. I have to get used to the new equipment here. I invited you on to help me test all this stuff out.
Yeah.
And for future guests, because I know you'd be gentle on me if I screwed it up. We are live on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram doesn't allow it. Facebook doesn't allow it. So it's going to be a little bit of
I haven't even heard of Twitch.
You haven't heard of Twitch. Twitch is for gamers.
Oh,
The video game crowd does that. Do you ever see these videos where they're what are they doing? They're playing a video game.
Like talking to each other, like
yeah. They're playing a video game. They're talking to each other, but they're recording it and they're broadcasting live. And apparently, millions of people watch these videos of people playing the video game. They're not the people watching it aren't playing the video game. The people watching it are. Oh, we're getting texts. Good. This is good. Yeah, let them know. Yeah,
Conway.
Go. Scott Conway's watching.
I don't know. Let's see.
Is he?
Tell Jeff to liven this up.
Liven it up. I will. Tell him to go on YouTube. That's where it is. That's where the live broadcast is. But we're gonna do some fun stuff because this is the newest iteration of the Lincoln Review podcast, where we are going to be live streaming.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have a few different guests on. I got some guests lined up. Jim Aloisi, former transportation secretary under Deval Patrick, is tentatively agreed to come on, and I hope that'll happen soon. I gotta give him a message and schedule it. Well, some other people. We're gonna talk transportation with him. It's very nerdy stuff, but this is gonna be a fun episode because we're gonna comment on videos, and I'm gonna make sure this video integration is working. In case you're wondering what the graphic is on the lower left-hand side of your screen, it is antiphonmedia.com. I am going to be launching a new website in the spring where it'll be articles, blogs. I'm lining up some good writers, some talented people to contribute. And for only $3.99 for 30 days of access, you can get it. It's a one-time thing. That's what's going to be different for Antiphon Media. If you want to read it, you pay a little less than $4, and you can get 30 days of access, and then that's it. It goes away. No renewing stuff. No, gimmicks or anything like that. So that'll be building out throughout the spring, but this will be going out to literally dozens of people and possibly hundreds if one of these episodes catches fire. So, Leah.
Hi.
What'd you do last night?
Oh, God.
Anything fun?
So I met up with my best friend since kindergarten.
Okay.
Her name's Amanda. And my best friend from high school, Anna. And we were supposed to have a girls' night and just get drinks.
A boy got in the way, didn't he?
Yeah, they were like really adamant about meeting this guy. So we ended up going to a bar that he was at, and I hope he calls me back now because
wait. Time out. Wait, you went out with, it was the girlfriends, but they wanted to meet a guy, or
no, they wanted to meet this guy that I've been seeing.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and so
we'll call him Mr. X for the purposes of this broadcast.
And I never ever let anyone meet like anyone I'm seeing that I'm like interested in.
Not until there's a label
maybe
bestowed
even
upon
that.
us. Yeah.
Well, specifically, Amanda's not allowed to.
Amanda, is she a bit judgy?
She's not.
I don't know you, Amanda. I don't know you, Amanda. I'm just saying,
so much judgy as she really she blows like my cover on everything.
Okay.
So
I don't know what you're trying to cover up.
Well, I don't know.
Are you giving something away? If this guy watches this broadcast and he's like, "What is she covering up?"
I mean, I learn things about myself when she talks to them. I'm like, "Wait, what?" She just throws out random. She's like, "Did Leah tell you about?" And then goes down the line of random things that I don't even think about.
Okay. Did you? All right. Can I some? These aren't too personal questions, but like I read articles because I have not been single for well over 10 years. I've been married, 10 years, and was dating my wife and engaged before that. You read these articles about how women are, basically the line in the sand is their political, is whoever the guy's political beliefs or something like that. Do you take that into account, or do you just ignore that part early on in the relationship, or when you're getting to know him, not talk about it? Or are there deal breakers when it comes up? When
Well, so like I usually I usually like have my inner circle is all political people for the most part, except for people I've known since like kindergarten, basically. But when I'm dating, like if I start like seeing someone, if they're not really political, it usually doesn't even come up.
That's good.
But then yeah, definitely it's a red flag if I find out they have like a super liberal view, and I'm like,
Really? All right, so you do, or you put it in there, all right? Because usually it's these woke white women who are like, I will not date a guy who wears a MAGA hat or something like that. You know, something ridiculous, or who voted for Trump. They are off limits.
Yeah.
Do you get in? I mean, do you have liberal girlfriends who
yeah,
you know?
So all my college friends, for the most part, are wicked liberal, and they're almost like condescending in a way to me.
Well, of course they are.
They're like,
they think, they think they're morally superior.
Well,
but,
yeah, they're like, oh, well, you're just. It's okay. We still love you. Like, you're not a real Republican.
Like you have a disease. Like you have a disease.
Exactly.
You're not a real Republican.
Exactly.
What do you think they mean by real Republican?
I think that they watch the liberal media, and there is
that pesky
really bad
liberal
stigma.
media.
There's a really bad stigma against Republicans if you watch only, one side of things, and they think that Republicans are racist, we're supremacist, like white supremacists, we're all a bunch of old white men, which
you're not an old white man last time I checked.
Right, and I'm in an organization.
Do you ever get
white men?
Do you ever get, as a woman, I can't be, you can't be a Republican.
Exactly. They're like, oh, like, don't you believe in, don't you want like women to succeed in life and prosper in this world? And yeah, that's why I'm a Republican.
Good answer. Good answer. I like that answer a lot.
They don't like that one very much.
No.
When I say that.
Well, all right. You actually you took over, you have my old position. I was, as the Massachusetts Young Republicans, I was executive director and vice chair way back when I could qualify as a young Republican. I can't qualify as young anymore because I'm in my early 40s. So the YRs is for any Republican who wants to get involved in politics, but not like dive too deep into it, but help out and actually do some selective good for certain campaigns. Excuse me, I'm going to burp. And you can do it. We were pretty successful. We helped get some state reps elected.
Yes.
It was a big team effort, but we did help with that with some state reps who were young Republicans at the time when we would deploy, and you guys are doing that now. And what's your position on the national board? Or you have a rep? What's the? So
I'm the the Northeast region's broken up into 2 districts. It just so happens New England is its own district, and then the rest of the Northeast is a separate district.
Oh, we don't want to be associated with New York, New Jersey.
Oh, I love the New York and New Jersey folks.
Of course, we all love them, but their teams suck, by the way.
Well, we're not going to get into the sports talk on that.
Well, a little bit. We might play some videos in a second, but go ahead.
So I'm the New England regional director, and I serve on behalf of just the New England states. I'm elected by just the Northeast Caucus. I'm not elected by the full delegation at a convention, but I am running for a national office.
What office are you running for?
The Northeast Regional Vice Chair, which oddly enough, I need delegates from across the country to vote for me, not just the Northeast.
Luckily, you are on the Lincoln Review podcast.
Yes.
And because of that, you can now send this to all of those delegates and let them get to know you.
Right.
And
I want New York
get to
and New
know
Jersey
Massachusetts.
to know I love them. I really love New York and New Jersey.
We love New York and New Jersey. I used to live in New York and New Jersey once upon a time here and there. Although I grew up in Norwood as a kid here. So, little aside. Did you go to the Super Bowl? Did you go to the parade for the Super Bowl victory?
I did. I officially used my lunchtime to do that.
I've done that before. Officially when you take a long 2.5 hour break.
Actually, I was only gone for 50 minutes.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, the thing lasts like what, 2-3 hours? It goes down. Where are you in Back Bay or downtown?
Well, my office is in South End, and then
Okay.
I went where the transportation building is.
Okay.
On Boylston Street.
Yep.
So
Yep. I know that.
that's my spot for the Red Sox parade. So I thought it was a good spot for the Patriots parade.
Right.
A lot more people, so I didn't really plan for that as much.
Well, it was a nice day.
And I got dirty, or also a lot of people were drinking and smoking weed. So I thought I was going to come back to the office smelling funny.
Without getting personal, yeah, weed's legal now. Weed is legal in Massachusetts. I quit that a long time ago.
Me too.
Because I found that if I did it, I was a waste of space for a good 24 hours afterwards. And I ate so much food.
Exactly.
I could chow an entire pizza when I did that, and it was
easily.
It was not even a question. I'm hesitant to try it again now that it's legal. It's almost like I don't want to, but maybe am I supposed to? Am I supposed to try it?
I don't judge people who smoke it or take it for any other reason. I guess.
Does anybody even smoke it anymore? I sound like such an old person. Do they vape it? Is it now, or do people still totally smoke it?
Oh no, I've been sitting next to people who've rolled a joint.
They're still rolling it,
or put it in a bowl. Funny story in high school, since we were
Now keep in mind with the stuff that's happening with Governor Northam in Virginia, don't out anybody.
No, I'm not outing anyone. But funny enough, Newton North, we were all a bunch of potheads in a way.
Yeah, if you're a parent in Newton North, nothing's changed.
Right. And we got custom made pipes made, like glass pipes made.
You derelicts.
Yes. I remember this senior year coming home from cheerleading practice and being like, I want to pick mine out.
We did in high school. I don't think we were that bold. We did, lame. So I went to high school, so I'm a little bit older than you. We did lame tie-dyed shirts with the Absolute logo because the Absolute everything was at that time. And then it was like, looking back on it, was such a high school thing to do. You got like the shirt with the Absolute symbol on it, and then Absolute whatever, our high school's name was so lame, so stupid. But do you know, all right, so yeah, I guess people do it everywhere. What pisses me off now, I swear, is I'm driving around. If I have the window down, I will get a big whiff of somebody smoking weed right in their car. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like right now, like you're not okay. Like don't even tell me, yeah, man, I can get high and dry. Like no.
Yeah.
No, and this is the one thing with the potheads that I can't stand, you know me, I can't stand libertarians. I mean, we're Republicans here, but you don't have to say you can't stand libertarians. But this is one thing, they act like there's no repercussions from it, and they're about personal responsibility. But the personal responsibility is not getting high and getting behind the wheel. And unfortunately, look, you got to balance that between the criminal justice stuff that has taken place for decades and that with legalizing weed, which I think the trade-off is worth it, but there are negative consequences to it, and one of those is don't get high and get in your car.
Well,
it's just common sense, and because you can't, they don't have really a test for it, right? To pick it up, the cops.
I think they're working on something right now.
Okay,
they're getting close to something. It is right now really hard to do, but it's again like a functioning alcoholic. I feel like there's a stigma about that. It should be the same exact thing about being a functional pothead.
There's a lot of them.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, they're everywhere.
And there's going to be even more in Massachusetts.
Exactly.
I want to pull something up here. I'm going to pull something up. This is going to be a little video of some high quality fellas. Might be in the dating pool for you if you it doesn't work out with this guy, but I hope it does. Let's see. Let's see if this works. Oh, I spelled it wrong. That's why. Forgive us. I didn't have these queued up. Forgive me. This is not Leah's fault.
Oh, Scott Conway said that he can't go back and see the shout out I gave him because he had closed it.
Well, he can go back and check it out.
Scott, I'm glad you're watching.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see. This is the videos. All right. Oh, okay. So these winners, the Patriots parade was on. Let's see. Let me pull this up.
It was on Tuesday.
It was on Tuesday.
February 5th.
Yeah, and for the record, there was a bunch of old curmudgeons, Dan Kennedy of WGVH in Northeastern, and Jim Aloisi. I'm mentioning him all over this podcast. Sorry, I'm burping again. Who were complaining about the cost and the inconvenience of championship parades. I say they suck. This is once a year. Well, no, actually, it's now once every few months.
Event.
Yeah, we do have a lot of them, and but that's something I'm willing to spend my tax dollars on, right? Yeah.
I mean, it's all about the morale of.
Yeah, we're happy when that happens. And a bunch of nerds who don't care about sports are upset that the parade happens. But here's another bunch of nerds. So here, let's talk. Let's watch these fellas, if you can. I'm gonna disconnect. Yeah, here we go. All right, let's see if this works out. You see these guys are winners. Oh, okay. Oh, I can't pull it up. All right, you know what? Hang on. Go to YouTube. There we go. These gentlemen. This was a vicious fight in the north end. Oh, wow, they got it in slow-mo here. Patriots fight at Super Bowl celebration parade. Now, these guys, I can honestly say, don't know how to fight. A couple of them do. I mean, all right, look at this. All right, so we'll go. The gentleman with the arrow here, he grabs him and he throws the dude in the Gronk jersey. Ooh, this is going to hurt. Ouch. Ouch. White shirt, knockout 1. So the guy in the guy in the Gronk shirt went for a single leg takedown of the guy in the white shirt, but he went 2 heads down. You gotta sprawl your feet on that. So Jesus.
The thing is, like, we're all on the same team.
This always happens. Why Detective? Oh, all right. Let me just do that.
Is this one of those like jackass things, like?
Just why they do it? Maybe. Well, no. I mean, they're wasted. They're wasted. I might turn the volume down on it.
It's not like there were a bunch of Jets fans that were hanging out.
Yeah. But the stupid part is they're all on video. So white shirt guy. Oh, they slow this down. Oh, bang. Some of this is going to turn into like attempted murder if they. Oof. So the guy with the blonde hair, he's getting, it's just like a big brawl. Oh, God. This is nasty. All right. Wait, are they slowing it down? Then I want you to, there's another part where this fella, look at this handsome fella with the hairy back. He's half naked. He got his shirt torn off. Yeah, he got his shirt torn off, and I don't know why this is keeping it in slow-mo. They must have slowed it down. Speed it up. But look at this. This guy is. He looks like he's in his sweatpants. Guys, don't go out in your sweatpants drinking. And they look like they're about to. All right. Anyway, these knuckleheads. Nobody's done any completed. Oh my God. These guys, and they show up. Hey, Bob, I saw you over the weekend. You took Tuesday off. You called in sick. What were you doing? These guys probably have jobs and maybe not anymore.
It depends on the job.
Yeah. Nobody really got to talk about them locally, but I'm testing all of this out because this is going to be the new platform that I can use for live broadcasts, and I can integrate video clips like that into it. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. Okay. So Elizabeth Warren, Leah, the sigh, yes, the sigh. She kicked off her presidential campaign yesterday in Lawrence, and there was Did you go up? You didn't go up there for.
There.
You went up there. Was it?
The RNC called me frantically on Friday afternoon, being like, "We need people to hold these signs." So myself, Mark Steffen, and his parents
Yeah.
Probably some other people. We went up there, but there's like a picture of me and Mark Steffen and his dad all holding signs.
Was it the registration card for Texas
Well,
Bar, that one?
So he got that printed on a poster board.
Okay.
I was not that creative.
So let's just say something right here. There are several individuals. I'm going to pull this. I'm going to pull it up right now. Scott Lehigh. So Scott Lehigh is a columnist for the Boston Globe. And yeah, I trying to get him on. We've been going back and forth. His schedule is interesting, but him and Dan Kennedy, second time I'm mentioning Dan, are defending the whole. This isn't a big deal. We already knew about it, and there's no evidence that it helped her. If you're a white liberal and you're saying there's no evidence that somebody who is also a white liberal but claim to not be, to advance their career, there's no evidence. It is a self-evident thing. Yeah. It's self-evident. She's white, okay? And that is what she is. But the idea that she can fill out an application for the Texas Bar, for whatever, and say she's not, that in and of itself is the problem. The defense of Warren Wright going now by people at the Globe, by the liberals in media here is it's pretty astounding. I'm going to pull up Scott Lehigh's tweet. What we got here? So I don't know, Paul Walker's status. Oh boy, I don't know who this guy is, but
Paul Walker died.
Yeah, I know. This is Scott replying to it. So he said, Paul, don't be a simpleton. You have been repeatedly asked for proof or even evidence of that. You have none to offer. You just make the same assertion over and over. That's neither proof nor evidence. So they've changed it. So this is the thing. They went from like there was no this really didn't happen. She never really benefited from it. Now to they want actual evidence that says, okay, she filled out the application as a minority, and then she benefited directly from it. Well, that's not how it worked. She benefited indirectly. Harvard benefited from her filling in and minority status. So because Harvard benefited, they hired her. They were allowed to list her. This is the 80s when it was mostly white men who were at the senior positions of faculty and administration all over the place. And then they needed an affirmative action hires. So she listing herself as that benefited Harvard, and it directly benefited Harvard. It indirectly benefited her. They can't prove it was a quid pro quo, meaning we'll hire you if you do this. But this is just what ticks me off is not that they're saying it, is that they're pretending they're not defending her. You know what I mean? Yeah. I gotta say, I want to keep this podcast generally. I know this is now a national thing because she's running for president, but she is still our senator, and she still is a complete. Her economic policies, she will never be challenged on them. This is the problem. Throughout her whole tenure, she's never been challenged on why she's wrong. I'd welcome her into this podcast, which she'll never do, and I would actually want to sit down and intelligently discuss this with her, or what she plans to do. Her tax on wealth. Did you hear about this plan? It's just basically whatever, not income. This is different. This is she wants to confiscate what wealthy people have saved. If you have assets over X amount of dollars,
so why would anyone save any money?
Well, yeah, that's the point. Or they'd move their money. They'd move their money.
Right.
Where is it? New York Post just had an article the other day about how New York State has a $2.3 billion shortfall in their budget because the income tax revenue isn't what or tax revenue, I don't know exactly what it was woefully short of what they thought it was going to be, because they've jacked up all the taxes on all the wealthy people throughout New York State, and they're leaving. They're leaving. I mean, and we have nationwide, we have 3.7% unemployment. So it's a bit stupid that they're doing this. Anyway, so Scott, come on, I'll get Scott on here. We have a gentleman's bet about tax revenue actually it's 2019, so it was about 2018. I think the tax cuts will result in more revenue for the IRS, for the Treasury, and he's saying it won't, doesn't matter, it doesn't count. So It will, because more people are working. There's been more economic growth.
Oh,
the growth
I agree
numbers,
with that.
yeah,
I agree with that.
If for sake of argument, if there was, these are not accurate numbers, but if there was $1 trillion collected in 2017, they passed the tax cut. I think there will be, plus inflation, more than that for 2018.
That would make sense.
And they're saying that the tax cuts cause deficits, which they don't. Spending does.
No,
but
I think when people are going to be filing their taxes, they're going to start seeing, they're not going to have refunds anymore because they've been getting more money in their paychecks.
Well, it depends.
Their refunds have been going down. So when they expected to get like, I don't know, I'm just throwing my numbers out there, $5,000 in a refund, it's now going to go down to like 2 or something.
Yeah, but if they got in more money, I mean, I've seen my paycheck go up, every time I get paid. So it's not, I know I got a tax cut, because I know everybody got a tax cut, and I'm certainly not in the 1% of that. So what else? Senator Markey was in the news this week
he was.
with our favorite person, AOC. What do you think of AOC? This is honest, because you see the threads on like my own Facebook page, and I go back and forth. These people who absolutely love her and think
so the people that like love her and just like how they love Elizabeth Warren or whoever else, they don't really understand anything that the person's really about.
I'd agree with that.
Like if you don't know anything about her policies, sure, like great cheerleader. Like I love to see a young woman like take the position of in Congress, and I feel like she could be the image of change, but that's not the change I don't want her policies to go forward. I know about.
Yeah, did you hear anything about the Green New Deal? The aspects of it?
I didn't get really down in the weeds about it because
let's see. All right,
I try to like protect myself from these things.
Let me pull up something here. Actually, I'll pull it back to me here. Green New Deal. Sorry, I'll next broadcasts I will. Why not? Let's go to Fox News. Why not? Just to tick off all the people who go faux news, man. Okay, let's see here. Let's play this. Let's see what. Web page Fox. Oh, come on, man. Why are you? Let's do this. Did it crash? Oh, it crashed. Well, that sucks. All right, so let's see. Did this work? No. Oh, boy. What's going on here? Might be temporarily down or might have moved permanently to a new web address. Okay.
Oh, they're hiding the Green New Deal.
No, I don't think Fox is trying to hide it, so I gotta... I just want to see some. Sorry, folks, if you're listening live or listening to this. Oh, okay. You know what? This is interesting. All right, let me pull this up. All right, so AOC. Let's pull this. Let's see. It should be. Oh, commercials. All right, we'll go back from this once the commercial's over. 30-second commercials, you gotta hate that. So AOC, you know what she did? So she came out with the Green New Deal last week, or this week, a few days ago, and it had a part in it about economic security for those unable and unwilling to work.
Oh yes, I did hear about that part.
The unwilling to work part. This was hilarious. So let's see here. Hey, let me pause this.
Unwilling to work.
Okay.
I mean, I have a lot of extracurraucular activities
that
could consume my time.
Let's see. I don't know if there's any. There's no audio here. Is there? Yeah. All right. So. Wait a minute. That's not something. Wait, that's the wrong thing. That's a pop-up. All right. Still working on this. Okay. The Green New Deal. The resolution contains several. Damn it. This is not actual technical difficulties. There we go. Okay, let me start this over. Let me make this full screen. Let's go back to the beginning. All right. Democrats introduced a Green New Deal resolution that calls for a dramatic shift in nature's energy system to fight climate change. And this is playing good. So, Rep. AOC, who co-sponsored the bill, believes... Okay, this is the other thing. She co-sponsored it with Ed Markey, and he would manage to co-opt her so beautifully into this because he has wanted to do this nonsense for a long time.
And he has never passed a bill.
Is that correct? That might be correct.
Yeah.
Well,
he's written one of them, like, out of anyone who's ever served. I think he's like number 3 to 5 on the most written bills.
But never anything passed.
I don't think anything
He
passed.
was originally, when I ran for Congress back in 2012, the guy who held the seat for the Mass Fifth. Then the special election, which got him elevated to the Senate in 2013. Do you think he'll get primaried? I think he's got to get primaried this year.
I don't think he's going to get primaried. I think that
he said he's not going to step aside, right?
I think that they would be a little bit more civil about it and approach him and say, "We're going to do this." So
he'll be asked to move aside.
You should just move aside because we're gonna throw JK3 in or something.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's JK3.
Yeah,
they're gonna ask him to step aside. They're going to ask Markey to step aside for JK3. The big question is if he does, because I think if JK3 does get in, I think there'll be that'll open it up to other people. No, I just think the Democratic Party with JK3 is
he plays
wealthy.
All sides.
Yeah, but he's wealthy.
He endorses Elizabeth Warren, but he's also good with like the not super liberal left. They like him even more. The centrist people even like him.
I think his
last name's Kennedy, so that also helps.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle. I don't know if the hardcore progressive activists are going to be okay with Markey stepping aside for JK3. I think there's going to be a lot more of what they want in the mix. I think it opens it up. I'm not saying he doesn't win a primary or doesn't get the nomination for the Democratic side next year anyway. I'm just saying I think it won't be as straightforward as that. I think there'll be complexities to it. But back to Ed Markey's plan, which he kind of took a back seat to AOC, who's been in office for a whole month. And they love this. They love this. We're going to get into another clip I want to play of the press treatment of her. That'll be fun in a second. But let's cover the new Green Deal. So, Rep. AOC from New York, who co-sponsored the bill. Let's see here. I'm hitting play. Hit play. There we go. Resolution contains several goals that can't be turned into actual programs since it's non-binding. Okay, well, that's interesting. And thus serves as messaging document more than a policy proposal. So the messaging, they said, it calls for here's the important part. It calls for net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2030. That's 11 years away, and that's not happening. That is impossible.
So we're gonna kill all the cows,
right,
that live in the United States
because
they emit greenhouse gases.
Yeah, right. No farting animals.
You know.
It is kind of ridiculous, but allows energy sources that aren't wind and solar to reach that goal. Oh boy, look, climate change is real. How much we affect it is in fact debatable, but if you ask to debate it, people will call you a denier, which is just a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
If we really want to reduce our carbon footprint, it's nuclear power and natural gas, and allow companies, even they're government funded like Tesla and things like that, and as we transition out of gasoline-powered cars to electric-powered cars, it's not that complicated, but it will take time, and these things will work itself out. You see, around here, we're a pretty wealthy state. You see more and more Teslas driving around.
Yeah.
But
I had some friends in town. The YRNF hosted a national committee meeting here in Boston in 2017.
Okay.
And my friends that came in for that, they actually even commented. They're like, everyone drives an Audi. I'm like, well, yeah, I mean, we get snow.
Well, that's not why they drive it. That's not why they drive it, because it's a nicer car. It's nicer than the
but like
VW.
they made a comment about how like everyone drives like a nice German vehicle, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we are a wealthier state. A lot of people like, oh.
You don't really realize that sometimes when you go to other places.
No. Well, the thing is, we are wealthy half of the state. the eastern half of this state is very wealthy. You
Right.
go out to Western Mass, it's a different story.
Yeah.
I mean, and what bugs me is when liberals and progressives in the eastern half of the state are making policy for the whole state, like the minimum wage law, that it's not going to be supportable, and it's going to hurt the very people that they're trying to help. And they pushed it this time. It came as part of the grand bargain, and prices are going to go up. So it's going to get consumed, even if you're a minimum wage worker who's earning that. You're going to have less opportunity to get a job. But even if you do, at $15 an hour, all of the prices will have gone up. That's going to eat that gain alive.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's the sad fact. So okay. Anyway, what's different today is, so AOC came out with her Green Deal. Even Pelosi, if you're seeing here, she's like, this is ridiculous, and she's kind of pissed that. I like that she's.
Did she actually like show in her face?
Yeah.
That emotion because she got.
No, I think she got spoken to. But the problem I think was there is that the unwilling to work part.
Yeah.
Now she's saying, well, this was a draft. It wasn't supposed to. This was a lie. Nobody was supposed to know about that part, because she got called out on it, and it was on her website. This is what they wanted to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now she's only a few weeks in. She's already got her first lie on board. So let's. I want to do something here. I'm going to change this up. This is our favorite friends at. Let's do this. Let's put this up. Open link. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, what I really like about the new live streaming and the ability to integrate this is we're going to comment on our friends, and they are our friends at WGBH News.
Oh.
WGBH News. So we're going to keep this
That's
local.
friends.
I mean, AOC is national, and I don't want to try to do some, copy some Fox News thing, but we're going to try to keep it local and comment on local things. Because mostly people in Boston are going to be doing this. So, all right. So let's go back to our good friends at Beat the Press.
Democratic Congress is New York's
And
Alexandria
I can't hear it.
Ocasio-Cortez.
That's bad. Let's see here. Why isn't this working? Oh, boy. Let me go back to this. See, this is why I invited Leah, because she'd be gentle on me for my...
Said no one ever.
Yeah. Why isn't this? It's not working. Why isn't it working? Shoot. Did we just have audio from it, right? Going over the broadcast?
I thought so.
Let's try something else. Oh, we lost it. Damn it. We've got video. No audio. Son of a gun. All right, well, I can't do that then.
No.
Well, this was about their coverage of it. Let me see if I can. Let's see here. Let's do this. HDMI. Oh, maybe should it be underneath? This isn't good. Let me try it again.
Against a long time incumbent.
Let's kill her. Hang on. This is a test episode, everybody. So if you're... All right, that kind of went through. Let me change that and change it back. Yeah. Yeah, it's not working. Son of a gun. All right, let me do this. Let me just restart my laptop here and go this, and we'll continue the conversation. But this is how we work out all the kinks, because I don't want to, if there's somebody more serious in here, I don't want it to be, I don't want to kind of
trigger them.
I don't want to trigger them, but at the same time, let's see, is this restarting here? Yeah, but well, it'd be more conversational with them, but I want to test all this stuff out, and you're good like that, so you're helping. This is kind of a casual episode where we can just hang out. So, probably got to liven this episode up. All right. Who are we going to run in 2020 against Markey?
Great question. Great.
We don't have
question.
anybody here in Massachusetts. Do you want some water?
Yes, please. My water has
As
run
I
out.
spill it. Here.
Thank you.
No problem.
I mean, obviously, if we really, really want to win, we could always like run the governor, but I don't think that he wants to do that.
I don't know that he'd win though. I think
he'd win.
there's a. I mean, he'd have a good shot at it, but he doesn't. Oh boy.
I actually think he would win that, but also at the same time, I don't think he wants to do that. You know what I mean? Like, he's very focused on making the Commonwealth like prosperous, and he is a great CEO, I would say.
Yeah, it's a
the
different.
Commonwealth. It's a different animal.
It's a different animal. It's legislative.
Yeah, it's not the same thing. So, I don't know who would run. I don't think the LG would do it necessarily at that time.
Okay.
I think that she'd be fantastic, of course.
Karen would make a good. Yeah, she would be good. She would be
Yeah.
good. She would be a good candidate.
Oh,
She
she's
consider that. I
fantastic
mean,
candidate, but
for this time around. For
again,
sure.
well, so it's like she doesn't lose anything because she'll still be LG if she doesn't win that race.
That's correct.
But again, I same thing with Charlie. I don't think that she's like I don't think that she's hungry to do that necessarily. I could be wrong, but I think that
Another
she'd be a
one-time
fantastic
rising
candidate. I think all of our sheriffs on the Republican side,
Right.
would be great. Except I don't see the path to victory for them.
They
Unfortunately,
need to be more well known. Yeah, I don't know what they. It'd be interesting.
Well, I think the like liberal left would go after them on some of their stances when it comes to the Second Amendment specifically, and criminal reform. They all think that we should enforce our laws, as they should think that. Whereas the liberal
That's a
left does
rarity,
not
right?
believe in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I think no matter who would go up there, it would be a tough mountain to climb for sure. I don't know. I feel like
Yeah, it's gonna.
maybe we need our own AOC to do it. You know what I mean?
You want to run?
I don't think I'm old enough.
No, you're old enough to run for Senate.
I thought you had to be 32.
Let's check that out.
Let's Google it.
How old do you have to
I know
be?
you have to be 35 for president and 25 for Congress.
Age to run.
I thought Senate was
for
32.
Senate. Let's find out.
Come this November, though.
30. You're 31.
Oh.
You're old enough. Up in the United States, a person must be age 35 or over to run for president or vice president. 30 or over to run be a senator, and 25 or over to be a representative. How do you? That's interesting. How do you think they picked that out as our founding fathers? That's pretty. It's one of
They
those
went to
things.
college with someone. They're like, oh, that person should totally not.
They're
run
just
for
like
president.
you're a 19-year-old schmuck.
Yeah.
Even though you might have helped win the revolution, we're still not gonna let you. You need a bit more experience in life lived. That's funny how we've just sort of picked that. It's kind of a bit arbitrary.
It is.
I'm not saying I'm calling for change, but I've just actually never given it any thought. That why would it matter if you're going to run for Senate versus versus president, and you have to be 35 or 30. I don't know. And of course, it was only men at the time, so they didn't allow women to vote because they weren't considered full-fledged citizens. But so
Right.
this is a very long time ago. All right, what else do we got? Let's talk about. All right, what? I apologize, everybody. I thought for sure I'd get the audio. We had the audio going before. I might have to stop the stream again. And you know what? Why don't I do that? Let's see here. I'll have to give this one last shot. Let's move this up. Hopefully this doesn't screw with it. And then we go here. Oh, broadcasting this. This. Any better?
Political star did
No.
not get.
No audio from the external source. Son of a gun. Okay. You know what I'm going to do, Leah? We've been going about 45 minutes.
All right.
I'm going to pause this broadcast. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to it. And if I can get the audio going, but if not, We'll wrap it up with a few final thoughts.
Okay.
Sound good?
Sounds
All right,
good.
we'll be back in a few. Bye.